Welcome to this first video on Autodesk Fusion 360. This is the software package we're going to be using throughout this course. So this is an introduction to just how it all looks, how it all works, and how you move around within the environment. So when you first open up Autodesk Fusion 360, you're going to have untitled document, a big blank page. That's what we're currently looking at. Now I've got another document already open, which I'm going to jump across to, just so you can sort of see everything a little bit easier. So the obvious thing at the top of the page is all of our tools. Now we're currently in what's called Solid. This is our main toolbar that we'll be using for designing and creating things. There are a number of other little ones here I can switch between. We're going to very, very rarely, if at all, use any of these other features. So Solid is the main toolbar that we'll use in this space. Another toolbar pops up when we create a sketch, but we'll talk about that later. This is all within currently the design environment here. So design, if we're designing and building anything in Fusion, this is the space we need to be in. There's a few other bits, a few other environments, I guess, we can work within. One is generative design. That is sort of an AI platform within Fusion, which will create parts and shapes using a set of parameters. It's not something we're going to be using very much of. Render, so render is something you'll use at the end of the project when you've got a nice model and you want to create a photorealistic looking image of the product. So that's the space you'll head to for that. Animation is as it sounds, it's going to create an animation of your design. We can do things like simulations, so we can test stress or weight or heat, and we can simulate what's going to happen to our parts if under various loads. It's a manufacturing environment. That's where we can use CNC machines or set up injection molding or various other types of manufacturing processes we can set up in that environment. 3D printing we will normally do in another platform, another software package, but there's also drawings for creating technical drawings of our designs, and recently they've added electronics into here as well. So for the most part, we're going to be working within this design environment until we've got something to create renders or animations or drawings of. So our toolbar is here. On the left-hand side, we've got our browser, and that is everything that's included in our model at the moment. So all the parts of our model, all the different components, all the sketches we use to create the part, all the construction planes we used in the process. So you can turn things on and off through here, and we'll sort of hide them in the model as it goes through. So down the bottom is our history timeline, and you can sort of hit the play button down there, and it will sort of go through all the steps that were taken to build this part so far. Now in this example, there's many, but it will sort of go through every single step that you took to build this model as it currently is. You can scroll through this timeline. You can grab the history marker here at the end, and you can drag that back. So you can drag that back in time, and so you could go back in time and work on something that happened previously in the process. You can also adjust the order of things. It is quite a powerful tool just working with that history timeline. So all the features, all the steps you have developed so far in your model, that's where they will be down there. Just generally moving around and looking at your model, maybe new for some people. Your scroll wheel on your mouse is going to be your best bet for zooming in and out, and it will zoom in whatever's in the center of the screen. So it's not zooming into exactly what you want. You want to center things up, and the easiest way to do that is to click and hold the scroll wheel. Click and hold the scroll wheel, that will do what's called a pan, and it will pan around, and I can sort of zoom in on specific elements. Obviously, I want to rotate this thing as well. If I hold the shift key down and click and hold the scroll wheel, it will rotate or orbit around this part. The way I prefer to move around is using this object over here. It's called our view cube. And you can just click on corners or faces or edges, and it will sort of rotate the model. I find this is the best way to sort of move around in terms of rotating the object, but whatever works for you guys. This set of tools here is mostly around your view and movement. So orbit, if I click on this one, it will open up the orbit feature. As I said, you can click and hold your scroll wheel or use this one. If you ever get stuck in a tool, hit escape to get out of it. There's a look at tool, so if I wanted to look directly at the front of this part, I can click look at and click on the surface I want to look at. The pan, just as I've gone through, so click on the scroll wheel that brings up that tool. And then there's a zoom in and zoom out. Again, scroll wheel. Zoom fit is handy, especially if you get lost. Let's say I've lost in here, I'm not really sure where I am. You can click on this one, or you can double click your scroll wheel and it'll bring everything onto your page. So that is the basic movement and features of Fusion. Obviously, whatever you're creating, you're going to have to save. So best place to save is open up this data panel here on the side. When you hit home, this will bring you to your base, and you can create a new project. So first thing I would be doing is creating a new project, calling it whatever you need to call it, year level or project that you're going to be working on, and then that will be a good place to save all your things into. So obviously, traditional save icon here, when you hit that, it will ask you where you want to save the part, and you'll choose that folder or the project you just created. So next video, I'm going to start going through some basic creation tools using the sketch and extrude feature.